What's going on, guys? So I have my entire front bumper removed from my car, which was fairly quick and easy to do thanks to quick latches, but I have it removed today because I will be repairing my bumper along with my front lip, as both of them have cracks. So my front lip has a crack over here and my bumper has a couple cracks over around here, and on this side I have a major crack, vertical crack on the driver's side. So I will be making two separate videos showing how to address each of those issues, but I figured since I have all this stuff off, why not address two other questions that I commonly get. Number one, what kind of front lip do you have? And number two, how do you mount it to your car? So that's what this video is going to be about. Keep an eye out for the other two videos coming your way. So to answer question number one, this is a replica of the ChargeSpeed version 2 front lip for the 06 to 07 WRX and STi, also affectionately known as the Hawkeyes. And I know how a lot of people feel about rep parts. Let me explain. Number one, it's $80 on eBay. Number two, it's made of polyurethane. And those are two reasons that I did not buy an authentic ChargeSpeed kit. ChargeSpeed only offers fiber reinforced plastic for $520, and they offer a carbon fiber version, which is upwards of, I believe, $700. Both of those materials are incredibly expensive when you consider shipping, and the other thing is that they are very brittle in cold climates. How many parts have you seen that are either carbon fiber or fiberglass, especially front bumpers, front lips, that are cracked because they've taken impacts? Polyurethane, unlike those two materials, actually flexes and can take a lot of abuse. And that's what I need, especially considering that I'm in PA, we have really crappy roads, and half of the year is winter. So that's the biggest reason that I went with this. I understand a lot of people don't like cheap knockoff parts. Neither do I, and I typically don't recommend them. In fact, my quick latches are authentic quick latches. I do not recommend Chinesium crap, but in this case, it's a much better deal and it's actually a better product in my opinion. So whether you go with this front lip or a different brand, they typically include some form of mounting hardware. I have seen some cheap ones that include double-sided tape, and even if it is 3M, it's still not strong enough to hold on your front lip, especially on the highway. I cannot recommend that. More commonly, they come with self-tapping screws. However, I also think they suck. They have some problems. The issue with self-tapping screws is this. Number one, you are screwing into a thin layer of plastic, and number two, that plastic is polyethylene. Polyethylene is relatively soft, and I've seen it happen on multiple occasions where the screws will pull through the plastic. In fact, this happened to me. So when I bought my car, it had a front lip installed with self-tapping screws, and unfortunately, it did not even last 200 miles of the 700-mile trip back home to Pittsburgh. It pulled out on the highway and I had to zip tie it in place. In fact, halfway through that trip, I ended up hacking it off with a pocket knife, and you could even see that in some of the pictures that I took at the time. So I cannot recommend self-tapping screws. Another option that I would recommend is going with bolts and washers. If you go this route, I do recommend spending a few extra bucks and going with stainless. Your future self will thank you. I'm speaking from experience here. I have used bolts and washers in the past and had good success with it. However, my current setup is an evolution of that has gone even a step further, and I have added some angled aluminum bracing, and that is what I recommend if you are committed to it like I am. The bracing solves two problems. Number one, it adds stiffness and rigidity, and number two, it closes some of the gaps that you tend to get between the bolts. I can't speak for all bumpers, but I know with this one specifically, if you don't place your bolts close enough together, there will be gaps of light that you could see through, and it looks terrible. Now, some people might say that this is stupid because if I do hit something on the highway that catches my front lip, my whole bumper is basically going down. But in my opinion, that's really not a problem. In fact, I have hit things with my front lip, and it really did not do any more damage than it did with just having bolts. Some people feel like, just having screws or bolts, your front lip will be able to break away and save your bumper. In my opinion, that's not the case. It's still going to rip huge holes in the bottom of your bumper, and it doesn't work like that. So I'd much rather just have my front lip attached securely to my bumper, and hey, if I'm going to eat something, I'm going to eat it. It's going to damage the bumper anyhow, so there's no point in trying to save my bumper by having the front lip somehow break away. It just does not work like that in my experience. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments down below and I will answer them the best that I can. With that being said, as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. So to address question number 1, this is a replica of the Charge Speed version 2 replica kit. That doesn't make sense. Fiber reinforced plastic or carbon fiber, both of which are very brittle in